come back, and of course on Sunday, just before the big Chelsea game against Spurs, we'll be having Arsenal in 6th place, a place there where they shouldn't be, hosting 19th place Stoke City team.
Yes, Tony, worries for both teams. They've not been having good form, but Arsenal seems there's no more target because they must have looked at the 6th place and that's their place now. Stoke City, worry for them, they're 19th and they could be going down this season. But nonetheless, Tony, I think Arsenal will have really enough over Stoke. So I think Arsenal will win this one.
Of course, Arsene Wenger and these Arsenal boys must be getting wins only until the end of the season. In the last 8 games, they don't have any other trophy to fight for almost. They apart from, of course, they are still in the Europa League, and we've seen people that are now allowed to play. Maybe we'll see Aubameyang featuring later on in the later stages. But Lacazette is back for that one. I think Arsenal will go for a 3-0 win in this one. No positives at all for Stoke team that I've seen, especially after Lambert took over.
Tony, no positive for Stoke, and I think they might go down. I've also gone for an Arsenal win, but with 3-1, I think maybe Arsenal will concede. Nonetheless,
maybe Shaqiri will have a go.
Sure.
And of course, on Saturday, the early kickoff that we'll be having, kicking off the Premier League return, will be Crystal Palace hosting a very informed Liverpool side, hosting the league's Premier League top scorer, Mohamed Salah, 28 goals team. 34 goals is the record in this division. Do you think it can have a goal?
Yes, Tony, I see Salah going almost to hit that record of 34. But to me, Tony, there's a way players tend to come back after internationals when they're looking the same players that left for the internationals. So it's good to monitor these guys this weekend and see, have they come back when they're more in form? Have they dipped? So it's one we need to watch. But the Selhurst Park, Tony, is not an easy place for Liverpool. We've seen they lost the trophy one time there where they drew 3-3. And this is another game for me because I'm looking at Crystal Palace who are trying to survive also. And with Wilfred Zaha back, they might give a go to Liverpool. But I think Liverpool will still be stronger for them. So I go for 3-2 Liverpool.
Of course, it will be interesting to see how the team that Liverpool feels. They had only Joe Gomez in that international break, limping off out of that England game against Russia. Of course, the only injury that they came back with. Henderson will be expected to feature in this one. But we'll be looking, of course, Klopp must be looking to wrap things up early in that 3rd place. Of course, 2 points behind Manchester United. They want to keep winning and also try and push for that 2nd place, hopefully, and they can get one over Mourinho there. And it will be interesting to see. I've gone for 2-0 Liverpool win on the basis that Liverpool have an improved goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, they have an improved goalkeeper, but on Crystal Palace with Zaha is a different ball game. That's I think they'll get 2 goals.
Of course, it will be interesting to see how Liverpool do there. And of course, after that game on Saturday, we'll have United 2nd place, best place that they might achieve if they are to stay here. Ever since Ferguson left, this is the best that they will have done. Mourinho will definitely be desperate to hold on to that 2nd spot.
Of course, Tony, you'll be desperate, and I think this, after Man City being so good this season, this is the best United can get. And to show that they were better than the rest, they must hang on to the second spot. But hosting Swansea City, it should be a routine win for United. I don't see anything that should hinder them from getting the 3 points.
Of course, I've gone for a very, very resounding Manchester United 3-1 win here. But don't take Carvajal's rejuvenated Swansea side for granted any day of the week. They're 14th place right now in the league. Still just 4 points ahead of the relegation zone. Actually 3 points ahead of the relegation zone. They'll also be desperate to try and push as much as they can. We'll be expecting maybe Pogba to take part. He had a brilliant outing again for France.
Yeah, Tony, I think the pressure on Mourinho is coming soon. He must start playing Pogba. Pogba is a starter in France, and maybe both coaches can have a word and say, at least keep my player fit and let him have game time. So I think Pogba is going to come back to the United side.
And of course, lots of players there will be pushing for World Cup places. Like we said, this is now the push. The last 8 games will be a push for every player to ensure that they own that plane to Russia come June there. Of course, the teams will be submitted end of April. So we'll be expecting to see how those players do there. Manchester United, of course, after that game, will be having Manchester City, the runaway leaders, traveling to Everton.
Yes, Tony, and we've already heard from the Man City captain, Vincent Kompany, saying the next 4 games are the most important games if they're to get something out of this season.
If they're to get all the trophies they're chasing.
Exactly. And that means the 2 Premier League games, Everton and United, and then the 2 Champions League games against Liverpool. So you can see that City is targeting to wrap up the trophy as early as possible, and they should be able to get this win at Goodison Park, such that the entire atmosphere at Manchester for the derby is really rocking high. And I think it's a game, it will be a bit hard. You know, Big Sam always wants to defend, and he's going to set up his Everton team, maybe to draw even 0-0. But this Man City side is one that must score.
Doesn't play games.
Exactly, must score the opponent. So I see Man City, Tony, taking the day here because they're looking at the trophy now.
Of course, it will be interesting to see. Manchester City have been very brilliant all season. They'll be looking, though, now that they've almost wrapped up the trophy, I'm sure they'll be looking at a few other records to break.
Yep.
Highest points tally, they only need 15 points from
Yep.
the last 8 games.
Yep.
They need 19 goals from those 8 games to be the best
Ever.
team in the Premier
Squad,
League,
yeah.
of course, era. They'll be looking, of course, they don't have Aguero, who is still out injured,
Yep.
but they'll be having Gabriel Jesus, who played very brilliantly for Brazil in those couple of outings that they had. I'm looking at a 4-0 win for Manchester City, but anything that Sam does at the back will definitely be keeping our eye.
Yeah, Tony, I've seen Big Sam going pragmatic here. That's why I see them losing 1-2, because this was the first team to remove points from Man City when the season started, and I think Everton has that thing again over Man City. At least they play with some confidence. Last season, Man City, I think, lost 4-0 at Goodison, so I think Everton will get a goal, but they cannot win this, so I've gone for Man City.
A player that will definitely keep our eye on in this Everton squad is Jordan Pickford, a player that might be keeping the #1 spot for England.
Yeah, Tony, I tipped him. That's why I like this boy, Tony. You know that. But now that Southgate has given him the confidence, he's starting to realize it himself. I think Pickford is gonna up his game so that he secures the spot. He now knows he is in the top 3 that will go, but now to secure the starting spot, and he's gonna start it this weekend.
Of course, it will be interesting to see how Man City approach the last 4 games, the next 4 games that they have. They need to wrap up the Champions League qualification and also the Premier League. Lots of other games will be played in the Premier League. We'll bring you those predictions on our Facebook page. A couple of other stories around the Premier League will be following, especially the 3 newly promoted sides team
Yep.
are all fighting to avoid relegation, which will be a very interesting one. We'll definitely be looking at who will be taking the Golden Boot, and we'll be sharing all our news, all our predictions. We'll be also waiting to hear what your predictions are for all these games on our Facebook page. Share with us your comments, your likes, you share our videos, of course, as usual, on our Facebook page. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. The YouTube channel is Tonny and Tim Show still.